Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. So today I am doing a viewer request. I'm doing Miss Argentina from Beetlejuice. So the first thing I am doing is I just mixed a little bit of paint together. I had to mix together some white and green paint because I didn't have quite the right shade of green in my palette. But I'm just going to be painting my whole face, my chest, my neck, and my arms this green color because she is this kind of I even think this is a little bit too green, I would say, or maybe like too bright. I would say you need like a little bit of a toned down, like light Kelly green, almost mint. But there's a lot of different versions of Miss Argentina that you can look at for reference. And in just about every one, she's a different shade of green. But most importantly, you just want to paint your whole face, your whole neck, your chest, and your arms green unless you have some sort of garment that you're going to be wearing that is completely green underneath. So I don't have a Miss Argentina costume, so I just decided that I would paint her dress on. But if you are dressing up as her for Halloween, just a red sweetheart neckline dress is a good place to start, or any sort of red dress, red shirt, however you are doing Miss Argentina. So I just took my red paint and basically painted her dress on myself so that I didn't have to buy a costume. And this is just a really easy way to do this. I know a lot of people aren't going to wear full body paint out for Halloween, but if you are, now you know how to do it. So for the eyes, I'm going into this cobalt blue, and I'm just going to be sweeping this along the crease and down into the eye socket. This is what is going to make our eyes look really sunken in, and this is the same color she has on. So I'm just using my brush to put down a layer of color, and then I'm going to build it up. So I'm just tapping it out, blending it, making sure it's nice and smooth. It doesn't have to be perfect because she is in fact dead, so it can look a little patchy, a little smudgy, a little messy. But again, just put it right along your crease bone and kind of blend it in so that it makes your eyes look nice and sunken in and ghoulish and dead. Now we're taking that same color and we're going to smudge it underneath our eyes to accentuate those eye bags and give us some color underneath. She has blue the whole way around and it's very intense, so don't be afraid to build up the color, make it very vibrant, very bright. You just basically want to find the most 1980s cobalt blue eyeshadow that you can find. It's probably the one color in your eyeshadow palette you have yet to touch. Now is the time to use it and really pack it on there and make it very bright. I'm also going to be using this color for contour because all of her contour in the movie is actually kind of a blue shade. So I'm going to start by contouring out the hollows of my neck. So you want to go right underneath your collarbone and kind of right into that dip between your throat and your collarbone. So kind of the upper part of your chest, that clavicle area. And then I'm taking that blue again and going right along the sides of my trachea, so just right down the sides of your throat. Again, this is just supposed to make you look more ghoulish and very, very thin the way she is. She's very skinny and kind of sunken in everywhere, like she's slowly starting to decay. So when you are doing this, you want to make sure that you are building up the shadow slowly so it doesn't get too dark or too messy, and then going over everything and blending it all out. So right now I'm not too concerned about it being perfect. It can look a little smudgy or uneven because now I am blending it out with a clean brush that has absolutely nothing on it. Now this will take off part of your paint as well, so you may have to go in and touch it up, but with the shadow you should be fine. Now using that same blue, we're just going to go in and contour our face. So I'm not doing a big chunky contour kind of like I normally do with my face. We want to make it very thin and just kind of like a straight line. And that will give us that really deep sunken in look over our cheekbones. So I am just building this color up as well. And for Halloween makeup, it doesn't have to be perfectly blended. You can leave this kind of streak look, especially in pictures, It's going to look really good from the front because you're going to look really sunken in. That shadow is going to be super accentuated. Think of like a Morticia Adams kind of look. That's what you want. So now I'm just contouring my nose a little bit, again using the blue, very, very lightly, just drawing one line down the side of my nose and another down the other and just blending it out and making that little V at the bottom so our nose looks really pointy and slim. So now I'm going in with a medium blue shade and just packing this all along the eyelid just for a little bit more depth and dimension and to make it look a little bit more like makeup because she does have pageant makeup on. So I am just using this medium blue shadow to give us a little bit more, I guess you could say. So now I'm going back in with the cobalt blue underneath my eyes because I didn't like how it looked. I wanted it to look a bit more dramatic like hers. So I'm putting a lot more shadow underneath and bringing it way down, actually more so that it comes down and touches the cheek. And again, you can go in like I am here with a clean blending brush and blend out any mistakes or big patchy areas. You just want it dark enough so that it really, really looks dead and spooky like in Beetlejuice. So now I'm just throwing on a little bit of eyeliner. Any black eyeliner will do. I'm using gel eyeliner because it's what I have. But I'm not doing a big wing or anything. I am just going right along that upper lash line and making sure we have a nice eyeline. And then I am going in with mascara. Whatever kind you got is perfectly fine. This is my Wander Beauty Mile High Club mascara. And I am just using this to give our lashes a little bit of grip. And then I'm throwing on the biggest lashes I have because she has these huge, big false lashes on. These are the Ardell 3D Faux Mink, and I think they're 854s if I remember. I love these lashes for an everyday occasion, but they especially go really well with this look. So for the eyebrows, I'm going in with a kind of burgundy shade of red because you want to be a little bit darker than like the cherry red that her hair is. So I'm just filling them in, giving them a nice little arch, a nice thin tail with a moderately full front. And you can use pomade if you really want it to stick or powder. So now for the lips, you want to go with something really red. I went with the most cherry red that I have. This is KT from ColourPop, and I think the redder the better because it's just going to accentuate all those parts of your face that you just contoured because the red and the blue are obviously contrasting each other. So now I don't have a sash, so I decided to go back and paint one on. So I took a little bit of my paint off and I'm just using white to create the Miss Argentina sash. Obviously, you can go just buy a strip of white satin and throw some letters on it, but I didn't have time for all that, so I painted mine on and then just painted the letters on, and it is very hard to write them upside down and backwards because I think I should have done them a different direction now that I'm looking at it on camera, but I also think the editing equipment flips it around. But anyway, I put on my red wig, tied it up in a little kind of ponytail, pinned it up, and pinned the bangs up, and this is it. So, Miss Argentina, here it is. If you guys like this video, make sure you like it. Let me know down below other characters you want to see for next year at this point, because the rest of this year is solidified, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.